Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing the plan with me for May 11th through May 17th. Now, first of all, we're doing an unboxing. This is from Once More with Love. I got an ad on either Facebook or I don't know, but they had these Peter Pan washi tapes that I had to have, so I decided to get those and a few sticker sheets. So you can watch me struggle with this, with the packaging here, and yeah. And now that we've got everything out, first came with this card. I really like that card. It's very pretty. And then the freebie. And yeah, we're just going to go through the stickers. And it's not really much to talk about this. I'm just going through the different sticker sheets. Those are the Zodiac sheets. I will actually be using those in my 2027 planner. So kind of like I'm putting down the stickers for the Zodiac on my monthly page and my calendar. I will be doing the same thing. So I bought those in advance. And now we're moving on to the week itself. As you can see, I did not put down my sticker a day. I recorded it, or I thought I did. Turns out I did not. So it's just missing. You know, I'll you'll see it next week when I do my calendar stickers in, well, next week's plan with me. So I mentioned this in my weekly, but I'm going to mention it here too. I am going to be scheduling all videos from here on out for, it's either 5 or 5:30. I can't remember right now, but I'm going to be scheduling them for that time instead of noon. One, because I never remember to go upload my cross promotion stuff on Instagram and TikTok, and just because I feel like that is a better time anyways. So of course I am getting into putting down my stickers. So I always speed up everything, but this particular, the putting down the sticker sections will be at 1.5 speed, and then me writing everything in will be at 2 times speed. So let's get into the day by day, shall we? As usual, Monday was trash day, and then one of my coworkers that works in my building, she was out all week on vacation, and then my other coworker was out because she went to go see her mom for Mother's Day. So I was in the office all by myself. And then my anxiety was really, really high on Monday. I could not tell you why. But anyways, I had a lasagna for lunch, and I didn't actually eat all of it. I ate about half of it, because my anxiety was so much that, like, I kept getting nauseous every time I took a bite of something. So I just kind of, like, set that to the side, and I never got back to eating it. So, but I had a closing at 3, and then I had to leave at like 3:45 to go to a dental appointment. So I went there, and I was home by 4:45. It was just a dental cleaning, so nothing dramatic there. I came home, I went ahead and showered. My mom and I finished Bridgerton season 2, and then I had cake for dinner because that's healthy for a diabetic, and then I changed my pot after that, and then I went to bed. And my special thing was I got a new ink delivery. It was the Colorverse 2024 Blue Dragon ink. And then on Tuesday, so because of the big scratch on my knee, I have not been wearing pants, but I did on Tuesday just to see how it would go. It went pretty well. I mean, it didn't irritate my knee or anything, and it didn't hurt to have it on there, but I still ended up wearing dresses for the rest of the week. And then I had no closings that day, but I had to catch up on other work because when the one coworker is out, I basically do her job and my job. So this week was very, very tiring, and you will see that manifest itself very clearly towards the end of the week. But I had ravioli for lunch, and I actually ate the whole thing. But it took me until about 2 o'clock to finish it. Just because all this week too, I worked during lunch. I didn't on Monday and I didn't on Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I worked through lunch. But I got a lot done that day. I did have to stay late. Somebody was going to drop off something, but they weren't going to get there till about 5:30, 5:45. So they showed up. I left at 5:45. I went to our Taco Bell, which just opened. So everybody's so excited about that. It took me about 30 minutes to get through the drive-through, and that's with doing a mobile order. But I mean, it is what it is, and there was no way you can, like how it's set up, you can go in and pick up your mobile order and get out fast either, because the line wraps around the building and blocks all of the cars trying to get out. So it's just best to go through the drive-through. And then when I came home, I ate, I washed my hair, and then glass was moved to 7 o'clock for one day. And I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I I ended up falling asleep during it. So I ended up watching part of it later, and I just bumped my mic. So if you heard that, that was me. And then my special thing was that I had Taco Bell for dinner. And then on Wednesday, I had two closings, kind of back to back in the morning, and the phone would not stop ringing. And I mean, like, even during my closings, like, I'm telling everybody in the main building, I'm like, hey, I am in the middle of, like, two closings happening right now. Hold my calls until I tell you not to. They kept sending them to me, so it was whatever. But I didn't really eat anything for lunch that day. I had some water. I wasn't hungry. And so when I'm not hungry, I'm not going to force myself to eat. I will eat when I get ready. So, but I was starting to get really overwhelmed on Wednesday because, like I said, the phone would not stop ringing. I was in the middle of doing other stuff. People would not leave me alone, and I just had to sit down and have a moment. And that moment came when I went over there and got a donut because one of my bosses brought donuts for everybody. And then I left at the normal time. We had hamburger helper for dinner. I didn't eat very much, but I was having a weird texture thing going on. I didn't like the ground beef texture that day, so I didn't really eat a whole bunch. I just ate the noodles out of it. And then my nephew and I had a Michael Jackson dance party, which was fun. I showered, and then I went to bed by 7:30, but I stayed up and watched the Corey Richins sentencing on Emily D. Baker. And yeah, my thoughts on that is I'm happy with what she got, and it was very obvious to me just in the way she was reacting to a lot of the victim impact statements, her own children's statements. You know, she firmly believes that, like, his family has turned her kids against her, and it's like, no, I think it's the fact that you do shocked Pikachu face when your children tell you that, hey, this happened, and you're just like, huh, what? So yeah, life without parole. Good for you. Well deserved. Special thing was my dance party. And then on Thursday, I had a fruit bowl for breakfast. My mom went to the doctor, and the doctor kind of talked to her about her diet and stuff, and therefore she decided to buy a whole bunch of fruit that she's not going to eat, but I'm going to eat. So I made me a fruit bowl. And at the time of this recording, the blackberries are completely gone. So I had a closing. Oh, my leg was looking a little worse. It was red, it was kind of hot, it was angry. And so I was contemplating going to the doctor. And I didn't make that decision until later in the night, and that caused a big ruckus. But I had a closing at 11, and then for lunch, I brought a banana because she also bought bananas. And yeah. And then I put Orange Cat Energy because I was all over the place, kind of going crazy that afternoon, getting stuff done, and it felt like I was just crazy. So, and then I did a Walmart pickup after work. My mom had gone to Longhorn for lunch, and she had some of those yummy cheese fries, and she brought me the leftovers, so I had that for dinner. And then I washed my hair, and I watched the Emily D. Baker stream for she read the South Carolina Supreme Court's ruling on him getting a new trial. He's getting a new trial, hopefully with the same result as the first one, and not 6 weeks long like the first one. I watched the entire thing, so yeah. And then I put that I went to bed at 7:15, but I of course did like the night before. I stayed up and watched that stream, and my special thing was that my second Pix Cut got delivered. So now I have 2 of them, and yes, I'm keeping both of them because I was told I didn't have to send it back. So there we go. And then on Friday, I weighed. I lost 3.1 this week. Very proud. It was payday, my cousin's birthday, and then I put a little celebration hat because I've been working at my job for 7 years, which is probably the longest I've ever worked anywhere, but it is what it is. So I did go to the doctor for my leg. He just gave me some antibiotic ointment for my leg, one that I've used for years for various different skin infections and stuff like that, because I have had staph infection before. I have had cellulitis. The last time I had anything like that was when I got my Minnie Mouse tattoo on my ankle. So there's that. And then my mom came and had lunch with me. We had Wendy's. I had a closing at 2 o'clock, and then we got off at 4. I went to the Sonic, and I got a lemonade slush. It was very good. I was really thirsty, and I think it was because of my medication. So one of the things that I do with Sonic slushes is once, get out all the, liquid, the flavoring and stuff, I just put, plain water in it, and it'll make it last longer. I did that about 3 or 4 times. It was nothing with my blood sugar. It was probably just simply my medication. And then I marinated a couple of steaks because I decided I was going to cook steak. I had a bath, and then I changed my pod, and I went to bed at 6:30 because I was so tired that day. I decided to forego doing anything regarding this channel so that I could sleep. And boy, did I sleep. I slept a very long time. I did wake up at one point and stay up a few hours, and then I went back to sleep. So on to Saturday, I got up at 9:30. I set up my new printer on my phone, and then I did part of the trash. Our big trash can was full, so I went ahead and bagged it and went and put it in the outside trash. I cooked the steaks, and then my mom and I. Sorry about that. My mom and I binge watched TV. We watched all of our shows because we didn't even watch TV on Friday. I went to bed. Dutton Ranch started this week, and there were 2 episodes, so I made sure to mark that. And then while we were watching TV, I had some chai, and then I changed my Dexcom, and then I realized that I was out of Dexcom, so I had to put in an old Dexcom, a G6, not a G7. And then I had to change my pod again. I didn't mark that down for some reason. But then I had my bubble bath, and I went to bed by 11 because I was still very, very tired, even though I had slept. So for Sunday, I got up at 8. I finished doing the trash. I did a little bit of laundry. I finally changed my sheet. Yeah. Doing YouTube work right now. I will be eating some leftover steak. And I will be binging The Babysitter's Club at some point. I started watching that for some reason. It just felt right. And I wanted something kind of cutesy, kind of meaningless, that sort of thing. So I started watching that Saturday night and fell asleep watching the last 2 episodes of season 1. So, and then I'll take my everything shower and I will be in the bed by 8. So, yeah, I think the way that I set everything up really worked because I see that I am now writing that I went to bed by 8, and then I'm going to put a sticker right there, and I'm going to tell you to have a good day, a good week, stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!